Remember that they're changing my voice. This video is about a economic plan for Michigan, and it is extremely and unbelievably affordable. Unbelievably. Now, if when you hear the plan you think, hey, they can easily afford 40 times that, or more. That's the point of this plan. That's why I call this plan the 1/40th plan. It's 1/40th of the original plan for Michigan. In this plan, it covers housing, for the first couple years or so till we end homelessness. Okay, might be 5 years depending on what kind of plan you pass, or how effectively we build. Okay, it just all goes to homeless housing. After that, there's also affordable housing. We start right away with the rehabs, with the farming programs, money for police to crack down on drug addicts in the streets, to chip away at it, money for job programs and startup programs. And the state chips in a little money for oversight, which includes the FBI, hiring maybe several dozen FBI agents depending on what we decide to do, as well as citizen committees that review the money. Ideally, some of these committees would be from the Republican Party, some would be from the Democratic Party, so that nobody can complain because their own parties and the FBI and citizen committees are tracking the money. More oversight than ever before. Okay, so it goes like this. At this time, if rich people pay around $17 a month on average progressively, meaning if you're not that rich compared to other rich people, you maybe pay $6 a month, whatever it would come out to. If you're really, really rich, maybe you pay $100 a month. So they pay $17 a month on average progressively. We could build somewhere around 2,500 tiny homes every year for the homeless. If we fit, 2 people on average in those tiny homes, that'd be 5,000 people. Okay? Fit in 1.5, it's between 2,500 and 5,000, halfway between that. And so on and so forth. Now, we'd also have a certain 1/40th vice tax plan. So instead of 5%, it's 1/40th of 5%, which is 0.125%. Which means if you spend $100 on weed or alcohol or whatever, you're only, being taxed 13 cents more because it gets rounded up. Okay, and we would bring in a lot of money for rehabs, $28.75 million a year. Just that fast, just that little vice tax. I think there's also luxury taxes and so on as well, mind you, to get that number. But they're not noticeable. Very small tax. Also for the farming program, we would bring in $59 million a year for the farming program, which would mostly go to the homeless. So there would be $7.35 million a year for more police officers, and there would be $3.67 million a year for a job program, and $3.67 million a year for a startup program, for startup companies. Now there's a bunch of organized rapists in society who want to coerce people using the economy, and they don't want to see these programs coming into fruition. So these programs are key here. So there's a concerted effort to make it harder for me to make these videos, because they know that if they pass these plans, the people will join gangs less. Okay, they'll sell drugs less. The startup companies, for example, could become huge companies, especially as the people support them because they see what I'm trying to do or what I would be successfully doing in that scenario. The gang members and the people in the streets who can't find jobs would see that these startup companies have jobs that are comfortable, that are tailored for them. There's no other way to look at it, that this is a very wise plan. And now obviously the full plan version is preferred. This is a 1/40th plan. There'll be oversight. The state could hire FBI agents. There would be citizen committees, people from conservative groupings and Democratic groupings alike, right? Liberal groupings could oversee the process as well. We all know that rich people avoid paying a ton of taxes. Here in the state of Michigan alone, okay, all you would have to do is divide $167 billion or so by maybe 35 or so, because 1 in 35 or so people in America live in Michigan, somewhere around there, okay, and you would get the amount of money that the rich people in the state of Michigan avoid paying. Well, this is peanuts compared to that. That's billions of dollars. Where this plan, this particular version of my original plan, right? This is the 1/40th version. Only costs around $160 million a year. Think about that.